Hello, everyone. Just sitting here trying to catch up on my knitting. You know, when you come to these events and you have to work, you don't get as much knitting in as you think you're going to. I'm trying though. Hey, everybody, I'm Carolyn with Swan City Yarns here in lovely Nashville, Tennessee. We love Nashville. I've told you all this. It's like Bo said today, I just feel like I belong here. Yep. There's something about this area, this state. We like it. It might help that Kayla's here. That's Bo's daughter. We had breakfast and coffee with her and her boyfriend, David, this morning. They are so wonderful. And Bo gets to talk about music and everything that he loves with David because he's a musician. So, hey, everybody, let's see who all is here. All right. I think I saw Anne. Yes. Hello, Anne. That's right. Hello, Swans. And Deborah Sue, Valera. I love it. Let's see who else is here. Deb. Hey, Deb. Thank God it's Friday. I'm telling you. I know that feeling. Oh, Deb, you're ready to not be knitting. I saw some of the socks that you were knitting for the March Madness. That is, or not March Madness, Sock Madness. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Hey, Shannon. But anyway, those socks were pretty incredible. Yeah. Thank you, Deb. I like the colors that I have on too. I wore this specifically. So this is one of the Cumulus blouses that I made out of Paint the Town Red and Berry. And I specifically wore it because it is attention grabbing. In fact, when we went to breakfast this morning, I told Bo, I said, maybe I should have worn a different shirt. I said, because I feel like this says, look at me. And that's not usually my personality. So, but alas, for Nash Yarn Fest, I will do what I must do. Anyway, but while we were having coffee, we met some wonderful knitters and crocheters here in Nashville. So, yeah, it was awesome. It's a good day. Hey, Tracy, Karen is here. Hello from Tulsa. Hello, Tara. So glad you're back with us. Tish is here. Happy day before Pie Day. Ooh, did I bring my scrappy pie socks? I can't believe I didn't think of that. Tomorrow is also, just as a side note, since I don't have any notes today and I'll just be trying to remember what I'm supposed to say, it occurred to me tomorrow is also Connor's birthday. So I should have known pie. Bring my pie socks. Anyway, is today Pie Day? Let's see, what's today's date? I have it as the 14th and Pie Day is the 15th. What? No, today's Pie Day, 3.14. Today is Pie Day. I'm gonna have to look through my socks and see if I brought my pie socks. Hey, Karen, glad to see you. All right, Linda, I was just sitting here looking at real estate listings for Tennessee. Yep, I wish I could be doing that. Anyway, we're here. Today is Fussy Friday, and Nash Yarn Fest does start later this afternoon. So last night, you may have seen a picture I posted. A few swans, Barbara, Laura, and Joe Carroll came out and had dinner with Bo and I at La Jaliscienza, which was not even close to, well, it's only like 15 minutes away from where each of us were staying. Nevertheless, it's a tradition of ours on our first night in Tennessee in this area, Nashville. We always eat at this Mexican restaurant, this particular Mexican restaurant. So they were kind enough to meet us there. And look what Laura brought me. A swan. Isn't she beautiful? I think it's a she. That's just the feeling that I'm getting. I think you're a she, aren't you? And you're just beautiful. Yes, you are. So Laura asked if I had named her yet. Not Laura. Laura didn't ask. Katie asked. Laura made the swan for me. And I haven't named her. So I want you all drop a comment and let me know what you think we should name her. She's beautiful, isn't she? I think she's gorgeous. And it was Joe Carroll's birthday yesterday, so we celebrated her birthday. That was fun as well. And yeah, we had a nice little dinner and had a good time. So thank you all for coming. I'm trying to think what else exciting has coming. Oh, I did. I made a purchase. I don't know. I think I've told you all, one of the things that we love about Nashville and that what we love to do when we're here is to try different coffee shops. And they just have so many amazing ones. Well, today Kayla introduced us to a new coffee shop, new to us. I don't think it's new, but it's near the fairgrounds, and it's called Matrishka Coffee Shop. So I asked the owner what it means, and I forget what she exactly said, but it basically, the name came from, her shop is part of what was a bigger shop. Her husband had a part in the back, and so it was kind of like a shop within a shop. And then also she has this row of nesting dolls, so I think it has to do with either the nesting or the idea of being something within another. And so it's a Russian word. How cool is that? And I don't know if y'all know, but I have a thing for camo. I have a small thing for camo. I don't want everything camo, so don't be thinking that. But I do like a little camo in my life, and my favorite pair of camo pants are too big for me now, and I can't wear them anymore. So Bo was kind enough to buy me her last camo t-shirt that she had for the coffee shop. So I'm going to be sporting that bad boy. I like it. So how is everybody doing today? Math was never my strong point. That's okay. Hey, it's a thought that counts. Odette, that's right, from the movie Swan Princess. Oh, does she look like an Odette to y'all? What do you think? I do. It is a very pretty name, and it does kind of, swans are very graceful, and Odette is kind of a very graceful name. So yeah, I haven't even had caffeine. I am feeling good. All right, I have some other things to show you. So let me think. I need to let y'all know. So because Nash Yarn Fest is later today, after the live, I'll be closing down the shop online, and because I've got to switch the location over so that taxes and all that get figured out correctly and go where they're supposed to go. So I will close down the online shop, and then I'll just leave it closed through Saturday night. Yeah. And I'll open it back up after the Yarn Festival tomorrow. So in the meantime, y'all have been busy working on things. I wanted to show y'all, these are some fabulous whips. So let me go through them and see what we have here. So this first one, I love this. Anne is making I don't remember. I think she said the name of the pattern in her first post, but I grabbed this post because she's further along here, but she's knitting her hat on leprechaun, or then that colorway. It's fluffy sock held with fluffy lace. And I know that is a dream combination right there. And it's looking good. It's got some beautiful cables in it. Gorgeous stuff. All right. Oh, there it is, the first picture. And there is the name of the hat, Ponderosa. Ha, look at me. I kept both pictures. How good am I? Unintentionally. And then Teresa started a hat. She didn't say what the pattern is, but she did mention that she hopes it enjoyed its trip to Denver. I hope so, because I think that Teresa lives in like Indiana or something, one of those states around there. So I'm not sure why it went to Denver. However, I believe this is the narrow margins colorway. That was a one of a kind colorway a couple weeks ago. So looking good. You made good progress. And then speaking of narrow margins, Tracy is knitting her Musselburgh hat. Look at how far she has gotten. That is amazing. And apparently she's knitting on it. This does make a good break knit when you need a break from something else. The pink there is berry, and she says she doesn't know the orange. She stuck it in a safe spot. Anyway, so that is looking really good. I love it. Okay, next up, Jane was kind enough to post that she did this on Silky Sock, and it's the Usonian shawl. And she used potato peel pie and inspired. I'm pretty sure she got that yarn from She Sells Yarn, because Helen does stock the silky sock there. Silky sock. Can I speak today? Maybe not. Anyway, so it's looking good. I think that's actually done. But I love those two colors together. I remember dyeing them, and that was kind of my intent, was that they looked so good together. So it's beautiful. All right, Sabrina is knitting a bristlecone pine hat using bottle green, and bells will be ringing. I love that. You know how I love my Christmas colors, so it's looking good. And then Lonnie is making, I'm not sure. You're not, no, she's not done. I was going to say, no, she's not done, but she is so fast. She's knitting this with sparkly sock, and she's got it. I know she's listed the colors before. This is the Fiberfest shawl, which she has knit before and apparently is a glutton for punishment because she decided to knit it again. But she says it's easier the second time around and with fingering weight rather than using the lace weight that I stuck her with the first time. So I know there's, oh gosh, what are the colors? There was a one-of-a-kind colorway in there. I know she's going to add, if she hasn't already, Mad About You. And I think there's a third color, but of course I don't have it. I'm sorry. But obviously looking beautiful because Lonnie always picks the best colors. All right, this star finished the Worcester hat. That pattern is by Courtney Kelly. She used two different greens, Magic and Mistletoe, held together with Army. And that is gorgeous right there. That is a beautiful hat. I need to go check out that pattern because I'm really digging it. All right. What do we have here? Oh, yes. Susan is, she's trying, oh, that's right. I remember she was trying out her flexi flips that she said that she's not necessarily a fan. It's the Everywhere hat. And I forget the name of this green. I want to say she mentioned it somewhere. I don't remember. Anyway, so it's the Everywhere hat, which also looks pretty cool. I like it. All right, so very good. Y'all are so awesome. Okay, give me a minute here. I got to get back to where I'm supposed to be because, you know me. I struggle, and I don't have my mouse today and my mouse pad, and so yeah, you know, I'm having to do everything on my mouse pad. And then, all right, hey Cindy B, glad you're here. And Karen, you're in a high fire area today, low humidity and fierce winds. Did y'all get rain, by the way? I guess not if you're in a high fire area. Anyway, we, by the way, have some storms coming through, and I thought Barbara mentioned that it's coming by way of Tulsa. So yeah, that's no good. Oh, Jana's here. Hello. Started spring break. Excellent. I love that. And let's see, did I miss? Hey, Katrin, glad to see you here. Yes, Ann says today is Friday, Pie Day for sure. Okay. You can't take my word for it, that's for sure. All right, so far we have Odette, and then I saw a Sienna. Tish says, how about the name Sienna? It refers to the color red-orange. Red is indeed my favorite color. This is very true. I don't know if y'all noticed in that picture that I posted of us at dinner last night, Barbara had a red Swan City shirt on. Be still my heart. I love it so much. Hey, Liz, glad to see you here. All right. Okay, Deb, the Flexi Flips and other similar style brands are not pointy enough for me after using ChiaoGoo. I do like the pointiness of ChiaoGoo, I have to say. Although I'm curious, I noticed when I started my Musselburgh hat, I'm doing it on Trusty Sock. I noticed, and I was using my ChiaoGoo DPNs, I was really splitting the yarn. And it's very fiddly and tight at first. But at first I was like, okay, something happened to the yarn because I knit with this base all the time. What's going on? And then when I lengthened to the 9-inch shorties, I switched over to that. I was still having some splitting issues. And I wondered if maybe it was the sharpness of the needles. I don't know. I don't think that's it. Now that I'm on the regular, I've switched over to an 8-inch cord. I call these my hat needles, 4-inch tips with an 8-inch cord, so 16 inches around. And I've got no more splitting issues, but I don't know. I really like the pointiness of them, but I don't know if it was just because my stitches were really tight. And I've also noticed I'm having more and more issues with low light when I'm knitting in low light that I don't see near as well. It's like my eyesight has decided to just drop off dramatically all at once. And so, and we definitely, like at night when I'm knitting in the living room and we're watching TV, it's definitely a low light situation. So I may have to do something about that. Anyway, so on to my projects. Y'all have to look at what I'm knitting. So this is executive producer, and hang on, I got a hair. Bo's going to have one of my hairs knit into his hat. So this is oh, y'all, I'm not even showing you. Hang on. Where am I at? Y'all are like, we're looking at Susan's hat. Sorry about that. I've been yakking off and yakking off. I'm talking, running off at the mouth. I think that's I'm yakking and I combine running off at the mouth. Anyway, sorry. I'm a mess today is what I am. Yep, I'm definitely seeing the whip. Yeah, you were definitely seeing the whip screen. Okay, so let me back up here. So Karen says, not a drop of rain. Okay, well, hey, I'm hoping that you get rain at this point. And then Liz, your navy shirt is on the way. I like navy too, you know. Oh, Sienna Odette Edgar. I don't hate that. I love that. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm sick. Okay. So what am I working on? Here is my Musselburgh hat. My Bo is over there making comments from the peanut gallery, his Musselburgh hat. And this is how far. It doesn't look like I've made much progress, but I've spent a lot of time knitting on this booger. So, but it's in the executive producer colorway. And as you can see, I am indeed on what I call my hat needles, the 8-inch cord with 4-inch tips. And yeah, definitely Chow Yu. So I thought about if I had the right size in my other Cubics needles, and I might try those because I don't know if y'all remember when I opened up that pack, they had the right length that you could make hats, but those don't come in a size 2, or at least not the set that I got. So I could not use those. But anyway, so I've decided, I don't know if I told you all this, a couple of things. One, I ended up deciding to use size 2 needles because the pattern does say to start with the needles that you would use for socks and to go up a little bit. I usually use a size 1 needle. So I thought, all right, I'll do a size 2, but I did want a pretty tight knit fabric. The hat is, it's double layered, knit in a tube. So you want it to be warm. So I figured I want it to be a pretty dense fabric. So I went with a size 2. And I chose the adult large. And then when I did my gauge swatch, she has the chart of how many stitches you get per inch. And I ended up making one extra set of increases because you basically on your increased rows, you increase by 8 stitches. And I thought, well, I don't know. It just felt small. And I know I'm not the only one that said that. Tammy said that her hat looked a little small to her. I know it's going to be fine. I'm pretty sure at this point it is, but I thought, well, an extra set of increases, is it going to hurt anything? And it's not like it's going to make it too big. So I just did an extra set of increases. I don't know. Maybe I just can't help myself and I just need to adjust the pattern somehow. I don't know. But anyway, you can see I've got a bunch of straight knitting to do. I'm just going to do half and half. Bo doesn't fold. He said, I'm not going to be folding the brim. So I like a man who knows what he wants in his knitting. So I'm just going to knit half of it in executive producer, which you can see. Look at those grays in there. I love it so much. It goes with that green. The lighting is not great here. I admit it. But it is what it is. And then the other half I will do in the Gretna green, and that's the dark green that has browns intermingled with it. And I don't know. I think that one might end up being my favorite. So Rhonda says storms will be here on Sunday, North Carolina. And then Rhonda, you can't see the chat. I'm not sure what that's about. I think that's because you're on Instagram and the rest of the chat is on YouTube. So I don't know. Or maybe you can't even see it on Instagram? That I'm not sure. That is a good question. I don't have an answer for that. I'm sorry. Except that you can't see the YouTube chat, which would make sense. You'd have to be on YouTube for that. Rhonda's going to switch over. Okay, I like it. And then Linda says her executive producer arrived this morning. I like it. It's gorgeous. It is a good colorway. I have to say, I'll be honest. I realize I don't do a ton of knitting with green, and I don't wear a lot of green. I love the green in nature, but for some reason I don't wear a ton of green. But these are some good greens, I have to say. Obviously, I wear camo green. All right. And then Bo, Tish wants to know if Bo will model the finished hat for us. I am sure that he will if he knows what's good for him. All right, Liz, you have weather advisories for tonight and tomorrow. Yeah, we definitely do here as well. And we're hoping, especially right as we're packing up from the Yarn Festival. I know Bo is really excited about that part of it. All right. The other thing that I'm still working on, y'all may have seen, I posted a picture of my very first shadow wrap heel, and I love it. I have to say, because it's very much the process, of doing the short rows is, I don't know, it's just easy to remember. So you don't really have to, once you learn it, you don't have to, I can see that you don't have to follow the pattern. And I did watch the Earth Tones video Linda had sent me. And one of the things that she talks about it is that your two sides truly end up being identical because you basically mirror the actions on both sides. Whereas a lot of other short row heels, if you look at the two sides of the heel, the pattern that you have is different. I don't really care about that sort of thing. What I like about short row heels is that, first of all, they fit me well. And secondly, they're fast. You don't have a bunch of, I don't know. I just, in my mind, the heel flap and gusset and decreasing and all that, it just takes a lot longer. With a short row heel, once you're done, you are done. And I really liked with this shadow wrap heel there, you don't see the last sock I showed y'all that I did. I don't know, my corners are just kind of weird, especially because I used a contrast color. But with this pattern, and I don't know what I was thinking. I do know what happened. I meant to do the heel on Sunday, but I was not feeling well on Sunday. I pretty much spent the day just laying around in bed. And I knew I was going to have to watch a video to do the heel, and I was not up for that. So it ended up being Tuesday by the time I got around. And I think I was in a hurry. I knew that we were leaving on Thursday to come to Nashville, and I wanted to have my heel done before then. And so I didn't even end up using a contrast color, but this heel is well suited to a contrast color. So yeah, so I can't say enough good things. If you're thinking about trying the shadow wrap heel and you haven't, then I say go for it. My favorite video was Earth Tones Girl. It's her class number 9. She has these classes about different heels, and class number 9, she has multiple classes on shadow wrap heels. One is using doing 2 at a time, which I don't do 2 at a time. Yeah. And so I did not want that one. And then she also has a question and answer video about shadow wrap heels. So she really covers all her bases. But episode 9 or class number 9, shadow wrap heel, is the video that really helped me from beginning to end to doing that video. So yeah, it's just good stuff. So the colors I'm using, if y'all remember, these are the Puffle socks, and I'm using this up here is Bodacious. I am obsessed with that pink colorway. I cannot wait to do my second sock because I will swap and use Gnarly up here, which I've got. That's my contrast color down here between Fat Tuesday, which is that kind of faux self-striping green and yellow and purple in there that you've gotten. Rhonda says, can't wait to see her. Yeah, her Fat Tuesday. She may have ordered some and it's on its way. So it's very saturated. It's a super fun color and I love it. Caked up. Oh, wrong bag. Here it is. Look at that. Oh, hubba hubba. So yeah. So my second sock, I will, assuming I have enough, and I'm pretty sure that I will start with Gnarly up on the cuff and the toe, and then I'll use Bodacious as my contrast color. And that's as wild and crazy as I'll be getting because these socks are actually for my sister-in-law, Susan, who, yeah, she likes knit socks. And so her birthday's coming up in April. And since I didn't knit her any of her Christmas, I'm knitting her some for her birthday. So yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was anything else I wanted to tell you all about those, but I don't think so. Ooh, and big rainstorm yesterday. Oh, that's right. Last night was the blood moon eclipse. How many of y'all saw that? I did not, I have to say. We were fast asleep for sure. Yes, Jana, green is the best color. Hey, Rhonda, glad to see you on here. And you just use that same yarn for socks. Which yarn? Yes, I know, Linda. Yeah. Linda, by the way, if you don't know, was my inspiration for starting the shadow wrap heel. She was knitting it and told me that she uses it basically for all of them. And by the way, when I first met Linda, not that terrible, I'm sure it's been a couple of years ago now, Linda. I'm not good with time, I'll tell you that much. I'll be like, I was 2 weeks ago and it was like 3 months ago or something. But anyway, when I first met Linda, she had not even knit her first pair of socks. Now she knits socks faster than I do. So when I knew that she had this favorite sock, this favorite heel, I was like, I need to check that out, especially if it's a short row heel. I mean, my goodness. So yeah. All right. I feel like, okay. I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting to tell y'all something. So the big thing that's updated in the shop is Dying to Knit is open. So I just tell y'all, I don't know, it's been like weighing on my mind. The graphic, I realized, graphics are really not my forte. I admit it. I would rather dye yarn than sit and make graphics. So the graphic is kind of meh for that product, but that's not really what it's about. What on earth? I've seen this big stream of soapy water coming down the parking lot. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it's like a river. So what is Dying to Knit? I'm just going to go over it because we have had some new people. So if you think you might want to join in, I'll tell you what it's about. And then, yeah. So anyway, Dying to Knit is a 3-month subscription. You can cancel at any time. Let's just be honest about that. So, but you sign up or you participate by going to the listing, you pick a base, and then you choose 1, 2, or 3 skeins. And however many skeins you choose, that's how many skeins you'll get each of the 3 months. So this next cycle will run April, May, and June. And the theme is classic candies. But let's be honest, when I was looking for which candies I was going to do, I realized there's a lot of candies out there, like old retro candies that I didn't want to dye yarn in those colors. It's like, I don't yarn in that color. I don't. And that, we use the theme to kind of inspire the colorways. And um, so I ended up just choosing 3 candies that I thought that will dye up to be a pretty colorway. So I'm just going to be honest. And really, so that's what the themes really are. They just kind of guide how what that month's colorway is going to be. So for example, in May might be the Good and Plenty candy. And so I dye up a colorway. And to be honest, I practice it first. I'll do a practice pot. And then once of that on that month, it's usually the second Thursday of the month, you get to see me dye up the colorway, and I talk about the decisions that I made and how I came up with the dye process that we're using. And I try to use different dye processes and techniques and colors so that you can kind of get a feel for the things that I do. It's not a dyeing class per se. I mean, if you want to learn to dye yarn, you can watch plenty of other YouTube videos for that. But so with this subscription, once you sign up, I put you in our Dyeing to Knit Facebook group. And by the way, it looks like we're going to stay on Facebook despite some of the glitches that Facebook has. But based on the feedback that I got from everybody, it sounds like it's more convenient and easy. That way, if you're not able to be there on the night that we do the Dyeing to Knit experience, then it's no big deal. You just log on to Facebook then when you're available and go into the group, and the video's right there and you can watch it. So it's a 3-month subscription that gets you put into the Facebook group, and then you get, let's say you selected Trusty Sock 2 skeins, then every month you'll get 2 skeins in that colorway for those 3 months. And what else? The other thing that I like about it that's fun is that when you're in that Facebook group, usually about once a week, I'll go live in the group with some other fun stuff during, like my dye sessions that I'm doing just for the business. And I'll show fun colorways that I'm dyeing up, either something, maybe I'm doing for a yarn shop or some other color. Maybe I'm coming up with a new collection, and so I'm playing with colors, and so they get to kind of see into the dye studio more often in a different way than some of the dyeing reels and things that I post on social media. So yeah, what am I delegating to Bo? I'm sorry, Lonnie, I missed your comment. Hey, by the way, ooh, Lonnie says summer theme suggestions, ice cream shop. Oh, I kind of like that. That's a good one. Yeah. So y'all that are in Dyeing to Knit, if there's any details, for some reason, Dyeing to Knit is always hard for me to describe about what it is. I feel like I put it out in bits and pieces. So, but you're always welcome to try it. And like I said, you can cancel at any time, really. Oh, graphics to Bo. Bo actually does do a good job with graphics. And I did think about that. There was, I think back the Love You Weary graphic. I had done one and realized I needed to change something. And so I gave it to him, and he did that for me. But he's been awfully busy at work lately. So I have to, huh? He's over there shaking his head at me. So we were talking this morning in the coffee shop when where there were a few, like I said, knitters and crocheters, and I forget what all but they were saying something, and Bo mentioned what he does, and the one girl said, "Do you get paid for it?" And I was like, "He gets paid with hand knits. I knit that man things. That's what he gets paid." So anyway, he's a good sport about it. So, oh yes, and that's another thing. Thank you, Linda. I typically, because the colorways are not, they're it's a mystery colorway that you're signing up for. So like, for example, this over the next 3 months, you could look at the graphic and say, okay, there's M&Ms, there's Good and Plenty's, and Hershey's Kisses. So these colors, ooh, I really don't like those. I don't think I want mystery skeins in that. But you could say, ooh, those are awesome colorways. Like, the M&M colorway. Oh, come on. It's going to be over the top. It's going to be one of my over the top, awesome colorways, bright and fun. And I'm excited to do that one. So, but where was I going with that? But because I don't always have coordinating colors in the shop, one of the things that I always do is I offer on pre-order some coordinating cousins that will coordinate with that month's colorway, so that you can either choose to buy those or not. You may just enjoy the skein or skeins that your mystery colorway all by itself. So yeah, so we always do coordinating colorways as well. Janice says pink is always involved. Yeah, I have to say pink, and people will ask sometimes, about the yarn that I dye. And so I have to say, of the yarn colorways that I sell, blue, purple, and pink are the three most popular colors. And so there is often pink involved. You are right, Jana. And Jana has issues with pink. We know this. So, but Lonnie says mysteries push you out of your comfort zone. I like that. Because I'll be honest, as a consumer, sometimes I think, I don't know. I think I told you all this, that I was having this discussion with a yarn shop owner, that there are some dyers out there that I'm like, I don't care what they dye. I would buy it knowing it was a mystery skein. But then there are other dyers I like some of their stuff, and some of their stuff, it's okay. I can take it or leave it. So you have to, you are getting mystery skeins. But I know that and I'm always, that's something that I find interesting, is that some of my mystery pre-orders that I've done historically, they've been some of the best selling yarn sales that I've had, is because y'all like your mysteries. And that's an interesting perspective, that they push you out of your comfort zone. They can definitely push you towards, finding, okay, I need a pattern that is good for this yarn. And so it can definitely do that for you, for sure. Yes, Karen, you're right. That's the only downside of being on the other side of the pond, is that you have the postage and all that. I can't wait to meet your sister, Jana. I am very much looking forward to it. She doesn't like pink either. Well, I've got plenty of non-pink yarns in the shop for her and everybody else. Hey, Evie. Evie's here. I love it. Nobody calls me Care Bear when you're not around, Evie. I got to tell you. And Liz says the surprise is fun. It is. That's definitely fun. And I can't tell you, dyeing to knit is one of my favorite things that I do, because it challenges me as a dyer. When for example, the M&Ms, when I dye up that colorway, it's sometimes a challenge to me to say, okay, how do I get this to look the way that I want it to, and not have the colors muddy, and get them to come out looking pleasing. Because, having done this for over 7 years now, I think I always like to be challenged. And so that's one of the ways that I have obviously been challenging myself, is, well, how do I want my yarn to look? What's the look that I'm going for? Just like I was telling my stepdaughter this morning, that, there are plenty of colorways out there that I might think, ooh, it's not my aesthetic. And ooh, that really muddied and came, they put those colors together, and ooh, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. There's somebody that's going to love that yarn. However, for me, that's one of the ways that I continue to challenge myself and push myself, is that, I think about, okay, how can I better the yarn and the look of the yarn and the dye process, and how can I make sure that I'm really offering a quality product and all that. So anyway, like I said, I'm going off onto tangents. I don't know. Have I forgotten anything? Oh, Evie is over on Instagram too. Hello. Sorry. I have Instagram going because it doesn't show me the chat over here in my main interface. And so I keep it going, but then I sometimes forget to look at Instagram. So if you're watching from Instagram, I apologize. So, all right. Can you think of anything I forgot, my dear?
No.
Yeah, he's probably ready for me to get off. We're meeting at 2:00 with some more Swans to have coffee. That'll be my third coffee of the day. Nothing wrong with that, right? So, yeah, so after this, I'm going to shut down the shop. And like I said, I'll open it back up either Saturday night or Sunday. But y'all know that I always post um, that it's back up. And so, yeah, and then we'll be back home Sunday evening already. We'll be sad to leave Nashville, but we have to get back. Bo has to work. I have to work. Things have to be dyed. So, yeah. Deb, color management, whether dyeing, yes, whether dyeing or spinning is a real gift. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like that with all the fiber arts. And that's one of the things that I love seeing about y'all's project is because you guys always put together colors oftentimes that I'm like, we never thought of that. That looks amazing. So I learned from you all too. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your well wishes. I appreciate it. I wish all of you could be here. That's honestly, that's one of my favorite things about this weekend. And I'm an introvert. I've told you all that, but just getting to sit and chat with people, I I love it. So and getting to know people and what they like to do, and it's just fun. Yeah. So that's really my favorite part. So if I could bring all of you here, I would. But as I make my travels around the country doing yarn festivals, hopefully I'll get to meet with all of you at some point or another. So listen, I always forget to say this, but if you've been around this long listening to me yammer on and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps me out, helps you out to know when I posted something new. And I'm always here every Friday, unless I announce otherwise, at 1 o'clock Eastern time. And yeah, hit the like button. I think Tish said that. That really helps me out as well. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you all being here and sticking around and listening and watching. So have a great weekend, whether you're here or not. I hope that you have a good fiber crafting weekend or whatever it is that you plan to do. And if you're in bad weather, please be safe and be careful. And I will see all of you next time. All right. Thanks so much. Bye, everybody.